there's no room for independent filmmakers. They lost all the rights of their films, and there's no revenue that comes after.
You've done so many exciting things. Right now, you're doing a festival in Mexico and Montreal.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that festival, please?
Well, yes, it's a really one-in-a-kind film festivals because it's the first film festival that actually approaches blockchain and how filmmakers can be owners of their intellectual property when they produce film. So we bring experts who actually come from Pixar, from Disney, from Hollywood productions, and they talk about how to use the blockchain technology to produce their films, to register their films, to monetize, to sell. I mean, every film is different, right? But there's always like a way. And if it's a good story, the project that you want to showcase, and if it has good characters, if it's like a story that is meant to be told for everyone, you will probably find a way to make it work.
Mm. I feel like a lot of the movies we're seeing are like big production blockbusters, and a lot of those independent films haven't had the space that, at least in the past, they've had. So it sounds like this is a great opportunity to get those creative stories out there.
That's the thing, like we have, of course, a big film festival, right? With the same actors, the same directors, year after year, same stories. They're even like remaking all the movies, or it's just there's no room for independent filmmakers. And if there's an independent film festival, they don't have the same budget. And of course, the filmmakers don't even wish, or they can't even make it to the big screen most of the times. Not even mention to the distribution when they are trying to put their films in any platform. They lost all the rights of their films, and there's no revenue that comes after. So it's a really broken industry that filmmakers really need to learn about these technologies and embrace them, because of course Web3 not only involves blockchain, it also involves AI, which is the big topic right now. No, yes, I'm gonna be replaced and everything. So we don't promote the use of AI. We promote the education. And of course, if you don't have a Hollywood budget, how are you gonna produce your film? So it's helping a lot of filmmakers to produce their films and tell their stories. So there's like the negative part, the positive part, and we just want to showcase it all.
Mm. So I see here that you've lived in many different countries, and I'm sure, navigating those many different cultures, there are stories that you have there, but you went from a very tech-focused background, right? What did you study in school?
So I studied engineering, and then it was too technical. I used to love math. Like when I was a little girl, everything was mathematics. I thought to myself that I thought everything has a numerical explanation. I don't know why I was obsessed with numbers, but then I ended up like falling in love with, like, science fiction movies, and I I fell in love with art as well. Like so many surrealistic or surrealistic paintings that I had the opportunity to admire when I was younger. So I changed my career to design, and then I studied film in the United States and came back to Mexico. I was still involved in all the tech communities and also in Mexico. And I mean, not only in Mexico, so we're talking the film industry is really centralized. So if I wanted to do anything in film, it was like, I was meant to be poor basically, for like also it's a cultural perception. If you're an artist, you're gonna struggle finding
Sure.
a way of living. But yeah, I have a really mixed background, but I feel like just having all that background and also being open to work in different projects. Even when I was a student, I was even working for free just to have the experience and just to travel. So I feel like, yeah, jumping from one country to another one, and also listening to people and talking to people has helped me to, have a wider picture of how I want to do my projects, what kind of people I want to be involved with, and also, like just connect with, have real connections whenever I'm like somewhere else.
You're an ambassador for women tech makers at Google, and a mentor in the United Nations for programs in STEM for students and women. How have those experiences been for you?
Well, I think that um, I think that young people are very either absorbed in the social media, the also the fear of how fast the world is changing. I remember when I was a little girl, you used to think that you can do anything, like you can choose to be an engineer or an artist or different things. I think that that's not what's going on with the young people. They don't even know what they want to study. They don't even want to study anymore. They don't believe in the system, and you cannot blame them, right? So I feel like just being either a mentor or part of like a big community in like all these industries that are not, you know there are not many women, or somehow you get the chance to talk with younger people. It's a way of me talking to um someone who can have like a big impact in their lives. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to see young people get involved in the tech space because, at least my opinion is, they're the future, and if they're involved in setting up the foundational structures for what the future is going to hold, I mean, they're going to live in those societies that we're building today. So it's nice to see their participation in that society. And in my company, we try to really include different ages
Hmm.
um, within our company and within decision makers, like senior people within the company. Um, and it's very interesting in terms of the ideas. Sometimes it can be very hard
Yeah.
for the different generations to connect.
Yes.
But I think, things like technology, if you're aligned and you recognize the opportunity, these could be huge growth areas as well.
Yes. So this, like right now, you were mentioning like that I'm a ambassador for Women Tech Makers and the United Nations, and since those are like huge, like big corporations, I've I have to say that it's really difficult approach that they have when they are learning about tech, or mostly, let's say AI is a more accepted technology nowadays, but blockchain is like a different animal.
Yes.
So the Web3 community is, they're really not aligned to whatever big corporations um, is. So I feel like I was also the leader of the Solana community in Montreal, and I've been really involved with all the Web3 community. And I feel like that's also something that students should learn about, in terms of, what the blockchain technology gives to you as a person, like the user ownership of your own information. There are so many industries that are already implementing blockchain, like real estate, art, medicine, you name it. Of course, the financial institutions, but that's a really, like, I would say, taboo topic in the tech industry, because even if you go to AI events, a lot of people who are in AI don't even know anything about blockchain. So no, students are even way further from these technologies, and I feel like there's a job that we need to do.
I think, there's very much many more exciting things ahead. So we'll be very interested to check out your festival in the future. Andrea, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
A pleasure.